Hey there, friend. Welcome to Cozy Coaching.
Hello. Welcome. Let's get into today. I really want to talk to you guys about my Project 40. So I launched it a couple of weeks ago on my Instagram, and it's because I'm going to be 40 this year. Wow! Yes, I'm going to be 40 this year. If I haven't spoken about it enough. But if you're new here, welcome. I'm Sinitta. I'm going to be 40 this year, and I've just launched a Project 40. Welcome back to anybody who's been here before. I'm very excited about today. And I want to take you into depth more of this Project 40 because I've never really seen age as a number, and I've never really succumbed to the pressures of having a big milestone birthday. But this is a big one, and I feel like I have learned a lot of things over the last 10 years. Why not share those things? And also, I want to get to 40, and I've built towards 40. I've not just let life happen to me. I'm in my reclaim era. This is what my coaching is about. It's about remembering who you are and where you want to go, and really striving to be my future self and step into that person that I want to be. And I feel when I get to 40, well, we're going to come into my own. I really feel that. So I let me go into it. So I've structured it. I've given it like a headline banner because I wanted something to anchor all these different points towards. And a lot of it, and it's really funny because my two words that I chose were structure and consistency. And yes, it sounds so boring. Like, how can you build towards something? But I feel that the more structure I have in my life, the more consistency I can build. And in that terms, I can build the life that I want if I have those two things that really anchor in all the different areas. So first area that I want to get into is really around my health. I'm 14. I'm really trying to take care of myself. I'm really trying to learn about my body. I've got PCOS. I have, well, now known as PMOS. I have high blood pressure, and I'm technically clinically obese. So I really want to get those things into order. And I've been trying over a number of years, but I really feel like my mind has just, it's kind of clicked. And at the start of the year, I set myself a challenge to do a triathlon. And I think that's what really held the key to this, because I've been consistent in the gym. I hadn't been to the gym in about 5 years. I always did home workouts, always on and off. But this is the most consistent I've been in this 10-year decade after having kids, because when I turned 30, I had just become a mum that same year. Big changes were happening, but fun. And this going into 40, my kids are not in nappies, they're in school. We're going through a different era now. I'm in the tween era. I've got a 6-year-old, I've got a 10-year-old. We're navigating different era coming into 40. So I really want to make sure I get my health tip-top shape. And I've mentioned this before, but neither of my parents made it to pension age. And I'll be damned if I repeat that story in this. So it's really going to get my health into gear. So the triathlon has really helped to anchor that. But for the next 3 months, I'm going to park my triathlon training and I'm just going to focus on strength training. Because all the research that I've done, I've never seen someone like me do the triathlon. And when I say that, I mean someone who's doing everything from scratch, from running, from cycling, from swimming, everything from scratch. I've not seen anybody do that. Everybody's always been in a certain state before, hence why I was taking all of 2026 to get myself into that shape. But right now, I really just want to hone my body. I'm starting to see changes within my body, so I really just want to get that into like a nice order. That sounds so structured, so regimented, but I want to, in all fairness, I want to snatch the hell out of my body. And I'm so tunnel vision right now that even to the point that down to my meal planning, I've got one menu. I used to do a 2-week rolling menu then we would always have 2 weeks of the same meal, and I had that for 3 months. So every 3 months we'd have the same rotation. But now I've locked that right down. I've gone to one menu just for these 90 days, locked in tunnel vision, and then when 90 days lapses, I'm going to start to introduce my other menus. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to be having fun. I've got some events coming up. I have birthdays coming up. I will be attending those. But it's just really just, I want to heal my relationship with food. Hear me out now. I have this irrational fear. I'm going to share this with you. I have this irrational fear that I'm going to starve to death. And it is irrational because there's no reason for this thought to happen. One, because there was never a time in my life where I felt like I was starving and that I didn't know where my next meal was coming from. So that in itself, even from childhood to teen, every single nook of my life, I am grateful that I've never had that. So I don't know why I have that irrational thought. So it's something that I'm working on, building my relationship with food, that food is fuel and I don't need to snack constantly or graze constantly, just healing that relationship with my food. So that's what I want to do in the next 90 days, really just hone in on that health. Under that health banner, I've also got mind and body. So body goes with the health, so snatching that buzz, snatching this jaw, all of that business. But with my mind, I want to exercise my mind more. The more I learn about high-powered people, they're always learning, they're always reading, they're always in gathering information mode. I want to make sure that I am doing that for my mind, not only for my business wise, but also to build up my knowledge, build up so that I can learn more and that I'm interpreting these things for myself instead of taking it at face value. I can be like, oh, I like that, make some notes about it and really just interpret it and put it into my own words and what I've understood about what they're trying to say instead of taking things at just at face value. And I'm very, very guilty of that. I've only been reading self-help books, I would say, in the last 4 or 5 years. And prior to that, it was always fiction books. So I was able to get lost in the story. I didn't need to analyze and dissect the story as much. I could just immerse myself. Whereas I feel with self-help books, you should be trying to interpret it for yourself. Like, what did they mean by that? Go and do the research if you didn't understand something. I really just exercise my mind. Make sure that I'm exercising my mind and keeping it active and on the ball. All right, let's move on to the second one. The second one is to build my brand, Blossom Highway. If you don't know, I own a wellness brand and it sits under my coaching and I am a Step Into Her coach. And you might be thinking, Sinitta, what the hell's a Step Into Her coach? But I kind of made it up. I ain't gonna lie. My vision for this brand is to be a space where women can come back to themselves, that they can really understand their mind and their mindset and build the dream life that they want to build, and in turn take inspired action towards that life instead of just having it written down on paper or not taking that action. I always think that the inspired action part is the part that's missing. So I want to build that, and I want to build a community and a sisterhood where we're not doing it alone. I feel like when you're on your self growth journey, it can feel like so by yourself, but I want to open the door and build that sisterhood, build that community of people. We're going to have retreats, we're going to brunches, one-on-one coaching sessions, group programs. I'm so excited for this business. I can't even tell you how excited I am, but I'm just building that up and building that out. What does that look like? And building my one-to-one coaching. I had a 12-week one-to-one coaching. I've now refined it a little bit more. I really feel like I have got an awesome coaching program and that I could really put my all into this business and help women. I want to help as many women as I can to forget about the noise that happens and remember who they were at one point, that when you had dreams, when you had ambition and you might not know where you want to go, but you want to start thinking about it. You want to start building those things, but you're so lost in being a mum or taking care of everybody else and going to work, and everything is just the same on autopilot. I want to break that mold, because yes, life is about structure and routine, but where's the fun? Where's your dreams? Where's your goals? What did you want to do until life just lifed? So really just building out Blossom Her. I'm so excited for that. More coaching sessions, really just delving into, for you to get to know me as well, and me to partake on what I've learned over the years. And if Cosy Coaching isn't enough for you, that is a perfect segue for you to come and join me over on Instagram. I'm building such a community over there. I post consistently. You'll see Project 40 over there. I don't know how much I'll be able to show it on YouTube, but come over and join us on Instagram. I'm definitely there. I'm definitely posting. You'll keep way more up to date than here on Cosy Coaching, because I really want to, yes, take you along for the journey, but sometimes when you just need that short, quick snap, Instagram's the place for you. My third heading is motherhood. I've really shied away from talking about motherhood. I don't know why, personally, I've done that. Not because I was shy, not because I didn't have an opinion. I just find that the mum community can be cliquey, mean, judgmental, and I didn't ever want to partake on that. And if you're going to talk about my kids, Mama Bear's going to come out swanging. So I've never really delved into that, but the whole of my 30s was dedicated to being a mum. I became a mum. When I when I turned 30, my daughter was 9 months old. I was in the thick of maternity leave, the thick of learning what parenting is, probably in another leap. So I was going through all of that, and I've had a second child within those 10 years as well. I've learned a lot of things. I've failed on a lot of things, but let's talk about it. Let's open the door, and I think the more that us women talk about our journeys in motherhood, we can find people who relate to us. And sometimes parenting can be shit, but sometimes parenting can be really great and fulfilling. And remember, at the end of the day, you brought those kids into this world. You have to give them the life that you need to give them, and they are an ultimate driving force for me to really push myself. I want them to see mum is living her life and not just going through the everyday and complaining, I'm tired, I've done this, I've got work, blah blah. So get the excitement up. So yeah, we're going to talk about motherhood. And then the most fun, this is the part that I'm really looking forward to. This is Sinitta 4.0. 4.0. And this is going to encompass quite a few things. Main thing that I really want to do is I want to do a photo shoot for my birthday. I really want to do a 40th photo shoot. I want to have a nice outfit. I want to have the 40 balloons, a cake, all of that. I'm putting it out into the universe. So I'm on the lookout for a photographer and a content space to do this photo shoot. I'm really excited that I want to do this. I want to get my hair done. I want to get my makeup done. I want to do all of that jazz and just ham it up for my 40th. I don't have a party planned, but yeah, I think just something for me. That's something I love to do for myself. On my birthday, every single year, I always just do something for myself. It's been a long time since I've wanted to do dinners or anything like that for my birthday. And my birthday is for me. And I spend it either in the hairdressers, shopping. Those are the two things that I mainly do. And it's definitely lunch on my own. I take the day off of work. My husband collects the kids, drops them off, does all of those things. I do nothing for them. I love it. It's my favourite thing to do. So I want to make sure that I'm doing something for myself for this big old birthday. And 40 requires a photo shoot. Yeah, it does. Yeah. I also want to do a style upgrade, and I think this will help with the photo shoot. Over the years, I have built the most incredible capsule wardrobe. I've got the basics of basics. I've got the trousers, I've got the jeans, I've got the shirt, I've got the blazer, I got it all. What I'm missing, however, are those fun pieces, those elevated pieces, those statement pieces. That's what I'm missing from my wardrobe. And I need to start shopping. I've got an idea of a few things that I want to buy, but I want to upstyle. What is the word? I want to restyle my wardrobe. I've got all the basics. I've got all the bases, the bases. I need those stunning pieces that really make an outfit pop, or really make an outfit like stand out, and people be like, oh, she knows about style. I'm not a fashionista. I'm not. So trying to upstyle the wardrobe, just really trying to figure out that next layer. What does 40 Sinitta look like? I also need to do something with my hair. I want to get my hair done for the photo shoot, but in the long term, I need to do something with my hair. Ever since I started swimming back in January, I wasn't the best, I'm going to admit. I wasn't the best in taking care of my hair. I was swimming twice a week. I was only washing my hair once a week, but my hair was getting drenched, even till now. I finally, in the last month, got into a real good routine, but that wasn't before. Pretty much my hair started breaking, and the back of my hair, it looks terrible. I actually need a haircut. I don't want to do a big chop, but I have a hairstyle in mind that I had in the past, that I super loved, but I found a next level version of it. I'm not going to share it with you because I don't know if I want to do it, and if I do it, it will be a big change. So I'm going to keep that one for myself. But yeah, the hair needs ups. Yeah, we need to do something with that. I want to keep my brown hair. I really like the brown on me. I don't think I'm going to go back to black anytime soon. I might actually dye it a little bit lighter. I think that's what I'll do. And then another thing that I really want to do is impart some lessons that I've learned. I don't personally regret anything in my life. I feel that life happens how it's supposed to happen, and every decision is the right decision for you at that time. But stay with me now. I believe that every big decision, because if you go back in your life, you can think about a time in your life where you've made a serious decision that would take your life in a different direction. My first big one, personally for myself, I feel is that the decision I made in not going to uni. I couldn't wait to get out of school. I'm not going to lie to you. I could not wait to get out of that place. I had a problem with authority, as some people would say, but I would just say that some people just were misunderstood. They didn't understand. But I wanted to get out of there. I did do 2 years of college, but after that, I was like, get me out of here. I had a nice, stable job that I could go full time with, so I was like, yeah, I'm out. But I feel if I went to uni, which is not something I regret, again, but the only thing that I think I would have taken away with it was just the experience of being in uni. I've spoken to loads of people, and they say that the experience of being there, the friends that they made, then that was kind of what made uni. So I'm not really fussed about that. But I believe that there's a version of me that is living that life. If I had chosen to go to uni, there is somewhere in a parallel universe that is living that life, and the decisions that she made, I would love to know where those went. I love my life, but it's so fun, and even after that, so many things wouldn't have happened if I went to uni. It's mad. But yeah, I digress. Lessons learned, big wins, small wins, all of that jazz. That's what I want to do with Project 40. And I think that this can work in any kind of format. If you've got something to work towards, like this is June now, think about the goals that you... Oh, hold on, darling. Look at me going straight into it. I haven't got my book yet. So today's homework. Think about a time that you've got coming up, something to look forward to. And I love that I thought about this Project 40 because I believe I saw it last week when Mel Robbins was talking about having something to look forward to makes life a little bit less boring and less dull. It's something to work towards. Think about something that you've got coming up, or create something that you've got coming up so that you can focus your time somewhere else. Life can get so hectic, so boring, and you forget, not even boring. Life can just a life uncontrollably, and take back that control. Think about something that you're looking forward to, whether you've got a birthday coming up. It's currently June right now. Could you do a mid-year reset? What is there something that you can do? Write it down and start doing it. You don't need to wait until it's 3 months before the time, or a week before, whatever it is. Just start now. I didn't know that I was going to do this, but back in January, when I was just doing my triathlon training and trying to get better, over the 5 months, over these 6 months now, I feel so different mind-wise that I can just keep going, thinking about now I'm getting to 40. And the triathlon training is now secondary because I'm getting to 40, whereas I had just bypassed 40 and was like triathlon training throughout the whole year. But the triathlon training has really excited me to make me think that I can hit some goals before I'm 40. All of these things are going to go on past 40, but that's why it's Project 40, because it's Project 40 the decade. It doesn't need to be stopping at my birthday, but I want to get that real structure in my life, that real consistency. But I want to remember to have fun, live life, and have something to look forward to. So that's what I'm going to leave you with today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I would love for you to come and join the YouTube fam, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to see me more often than once a week, come over and join me on Instagram. I'd love to have you part of the community. And I will see you on our next episode. See you later. Bye.